Chicago, 1992. A city of dreams for some and nightmares for others. For Deontay Davis, it was home. 16 years old and already standing at a crossroads he didn't choose. Tension hangs heavy in the room as Deontay sits on the old faded couch. His posture, leaning forward with clasped hands, speaks louder than words. A mix of frustration and urgency etched into every movement. Across from him, his mom stands in quiet resolve. Their silence fills the space, saying everything they aren't. The BDs, a gang born in the streets, fed by desperation. For Deontay, it was supposed to be a way to belong, to protect his own. But protection always comes with a price. In the dimly lit alley, shadows stretched long under the flickering streetlights. Deontay stood frozen at the center, flanked by Terry across from them. A semicircle of older teens loomed, their faces obscured by black bandanas. The tension crackled in the air, as if the city itself was holding its breath. Deontay's eyes locked on the gang leader, his body rigid, every muscle braced for what was to come. This was the moment where fear met resolve, and decisions were made in the silence between heartbeats. What starts as survival can quickly turn into a trap, and Deontay was walking right into it. A close-up of a hand tightly gripping a handgun and cash poised mid-exchange with another gang member. Deontay's posture speaks volumes. A subtle blend of vulnerability and defiance. His hands rest on his knees, fingers twitching slightly, betraying his inner conflict. The dim light of the room casts shadows across his face, emphasizing the tension etched in his features. He swallows hard, his gaze darting between the gang leader and the floor as if weighing the consequences of his next move. What's it gonna be, Deontay? The gang leader's gravelly voice cuts through the silence, sharp and heavy with implication. Deontay exhales slowly, his lips pressing into a thin line before he finally speaks. His voice low but steady. I need to know. What happens if I say no? In the quiet of the night, the world felt heavier with every step. Deontay and Tyrone moved with purpose, their shadows stretching long beneath the flickering streetlights. Silence lingered between them, but their tension spoke volumes. Eyes locked on the path ahead, bracing for what lay unseen in the dark. Suddenly, the roar of an engine shattered the stillness, headlights piercing through the night like daggers. A car sped toward them, windows rolling down. In an instant, the street erupted in chaos. Gunshots ringing out, the sharp cracks echoing against brick and asphalt. Deontay hit the ground, scrambling for cover, while Tyrone shouted, his voice lost amidst the noise. In the streets, loyalty is everything. But sometimes, loyalty costs more than you can pay. The rhythmic hiss of the breathing machine is the only sound, a fragile lifeline tethering Tyrone to this world. Deontay sits nearby, his hands gripping the edge of his chair, his face a mix of fear and anguish. Every breath Tyrone takes feels like a battle, and every second stretches into an eternity. Deontay Davis thought he could play the game and win, but in Chicago, the game plays you, and the only way out is through. Chicago ain't just a city, it's a battlefield. For Deontay, it's personal now. Tyrone wasn't just family. He was a brother in a world that don't give second chances. Now, all Deontay feels is the weight of revenge, burning like the sun rising over the skyline. He's made a vow, one that won't end until the streets feel his pain.